I'm here with Harold Koda, the curator of the Costume Institute at the Metropolitan. Harold, what a fabulous moment to have McQueen. It's all over the news.
Yeah, so exciting.
So exciting for the Metropolitan.
It's been a year in planning, and of course it becomes a perfect storm with Sarah doing Kate Middleton's gown.
When I walked into the exhibition, I thought of Lee. The emotion, passion, and attention to detail he had for everything that he did. The Sunday that he walked along the beach at Fairlight and came to work on the Monday morning with bags full of razor clamshells, the studio smelt like the sea. I'm very proud and honoured to have worked for him. He truly was a genius.
He was an extraordinary designer, not only in terms of his craftsmanship, his skills in terms of the atelier was extraordinary. But he was a designer who I think engaged very deeply with complex ideas, and I think he advanced fashion and challenged how he understood fashion. He went beyond the sort of idea of fashion about wearability or functionality, and looked at fashion as being something where you could dream and shape ideas of identity or gender, race or class.
I think it's more about a kind of romance that Lee had, but was always in a kind of fighting in a tension with sort of the darker side of nature and life. He loved heaven and hell, man and beast, machine and man.
He would often say that it was the ugly things in life that appealed to him rather than the beautiful things. And as you walk through the show, you're very much aware of this contrast between the beautiful and the grotesque.
And as a tailor, which is the way I think of McQueen, beautiful jackets, beautiful tailoring, would you say that was, as opposed to the flou of couture and the dresses, would you say he'll be remembered as a tailor?
I think it's interesting. He started as a tailor on Savile Row.
Yes.
And his tailoring's impeccable. And I think what's interesting about his tailoring is I was able to combine the rigors of tailoring with the playfulness or spontaneity, this one in particular.
I mean, to give an example of what...
And here we have the hard shoulder, the nipped-in waist, which is very McQueen silhouette, but then he would deconstruct the skirt. So a very playful approach to tailoring. And I think because he knew the rules so well, he was able to subvert them.
Both being British, but from such different backgrounds, we studied tailoring in Savile Row as we both respected the tradition of British tailoring, sharing a similar sense of humour with a similar group of friends. I think of Lee's creative soul, the shows I rarely got to go to because I was always doing a collection myself. His shows were always such events and much discussed by everyone in the industry for being dramatic, subversive, and just plain beautiful.
DNA is just transfusing itself into a very modern, very beautiful manifestation through Sarah's work.
And because she worked so closely with him for 14 years, she understands his mind so well. So I think she's advancing it in her own direction. So it's a wonderful legacy.